This morning I came to school and my students had already caught this baby owl and they put it in this pigeon cage that I had. So the cage is actually still a bit dirty. It was from a pigeon that had been going back and forth from school to my house. But we just let the owl go in there because that was, they put it before I came and that was the only option. So he's gonna go to the vet in a minute. I don't know why he's blinking his eye. I think he's probably really tired and scared, probably hungry. I have no desire to steal an owl and kidnap it from the wild, but they said this one looked really hurt. And I think if an 8-year-old can catch a baby owl with his hands, that there's probably a problem there. So we're gonna find out for sure when I go to the vet, but my guess is that it probably has something like pneumonia or something related to the cold temperature, because it's been an unusually cold January through March here in northern Thailand. Usually it's really, really hot and also smoky, but we've had a lot of rain and colder temperatures than usual, at least for the past several years that I've lived here. So this week we've been seeing a lot of birds with problems. The baby bird, the baby dove that we got yesterday from the school grounds had pneumonia and had sucked a lot of air into its crop trying to breathe. So that one is on a good treatment, going to the vet with a nebulizer. But this baby owl, we're not sure, and I don't know anything about owls. So as soon as I have a break, we're going to take him to the vet and just see what she says. If he's okay, then we'll just let him go fly away. But if he has a problem, we're going to treat him and then see if we can release him back to the wild. I think when I get a sparrow or pigeon or dove that needs some help, I usually end up adopting it. And the doves actually live with my cockatiels, and the pigeon is separated from the smaller birds, but it will come with me and socialize with people and other birds sometimes. But an owl is not really, it wouldn't be good for the owl or for the household, I think, to have it as a pet. So this little buddy really needs to go back to nature and live his best life, but we'll see what happens. You can see that the claws are really, really sharp, and the beak is really powerful. So I'm thinking it's a baby because of just its appearance. It looks like a little fluffy baby, and also it is not very aggressive. It just kind of sits there and lets you take it. It does get scared, so I tried to hold it, and it actually flew up and kind of bounced off that window. It didn't get hurt. It was just really close to the window and it kind of fluttered up. But after that, I put it in. I used my jacket. So this is like my jacket sleeve. It's kind of a thin material, but I wrapped it in that so I could put it back in the cage. And its beak clamped down on part of the jacket, and I could not get the jacket back. I thought it was tangled, but it actually was biting it. So the beak is really powerful, and it finally decided to let go. But I told the kids, if that's your finger, you don't want it to clamp down on your finger, so don't put your hand in there. It hasn't tried to bite us yet, but I don't want to do that experiment, or at least I don't want my students to do that experiment. So I probably will not try to hold it. But when I held it earlier, the feet, the claws are very sharp. It almost could pierce your skin just by standing on it, and trying to grip. And it wasn't trying to hurt me, it's just scared or trying to grip, but it's extremely sharp talons. So that's another reason that if this bird grows up and needs to grow in captivity, it probably needs to go to a sanctuary or somewhere that is not just my private residence, because it is definitely built as a powerful predator. So we'll see what happens, what the vet says, and hopefully he can go back to nature. But that's kind of fun to have an experience with a little owl. We haven't seen an owl in Thailand yet, and I haven't seen a wild owl up this close. So yeah, best wishes for this little guy, and we'll update more later.